Welcome back to the show. You're watching NHL Now, presented by Michelin. All right, game 2 between the Blues and the Avs goes tonight from Colorado. To get us set for it, we bring in the newly married Rachel Toss. First off, congratulations on your nuptials.
Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate it. I like hearing the new last name. It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It takes a minute to adjust. But let's get into this game, because in game number 1, it needed overtime to be solved, but that really doesn't tell the whole story. My goodness, how many times did the Avs hit the post in that game? It felt like they could have scored way more than 3 goals.
5 times they hit the post, Jackie. I had to talk to some of the Avs officials, if you will, to get the official or unofficial stat, because we all know that's not an official stat, right? Hitting the post, but we're going with 5 being the number. And Coach Bednar was asked about it this morning, if it's a good sign or a bad sign that they were hitting the post so much. And Coach Bednar said it's a little bit of both, right? You can say, oh, well, they're throwing the puck on net. They're doing what they need to do. They're getting the job done. But at the same time, they're not finishing their shot. So that's something we want to see change from game 1 to game 2. That's what Jared Bednar said this morning. And Andrew Cogliano also addressed the media about that. And he said, man, it feels like those shots go in for other guys and they just won't go in for me. And I even asked him if that happens to him at practice sometimes. And he laughed it off and said yes. But overall, hoping that it doesn't take them hitting the post 5 times in game 2 in order to win and push it into overtime again.
All right, elsewhere, Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar, let's say, were relatively quiet for their standards in game number 1. What are you hearing about those two heading into tonight's game?
Well, like you said, relatively quiet, which is really strange considering it's Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon, for crying out loud. These are 2 guys who have been fabulous in the postseason. Cale Makar, 10 points in just 4 games in round 1. So he was quiet in game 1, still was able to register 4 shots on goals. And Nathan MacKinnon scored in all 4 games in round 1, but didn't really contribute, make it onto the score sheet. I don't want to say he didn't contribute. I mean, he's Nathan MacKinnon. Of course, he still had contributed when he hit the ice. Didn't get on the score sheet, but still registered 8 shots on goal. So I think when it comes to 2 players like that, they're eager, they're hungry, they're professional athletes after all. So I expect to see an even bigger and better game from those 2 skaters tonight.
Well, this time of year, we're constantly talking about depth, right? Especially when it comes to offense. And usually we focus on the forward group. You want to get offense from your 3rd and 4th line. But one area Colorado has been getting a lot of offense this postseason is from their blue line.
Absolutely. It's been the story all season long. As a matter of fact, Josh Manson, the guy who scored the overtime winner, said it after game 1 that their blue line is part of their identity. It's something we've talked about all season long with the Colorado Avalanche, and specifically it's been about Cale Makar and Devon Taves, because that is the top pairing in the National Hockey League. I'm not going to say it's arguably the top. No, they are the top pairing in the National Hockey League, and rightfully so that they get so much attention. But it's great to see guys like Sam Girard and Josh Manson stepping up, especially in the playoffs, and showing that they can score as well. So again, depth scoring from the forwards and from the back end is something you want to see in a team that's making such a deep run in the playoffs.
Before we go, you want to set the over-under on posts for game 2?
Oh, man, like I said, 5. Look, 5 was the number from game 1, so let's set it at 4.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I just feel like they're still eager. They're going to be shooting the puck like crazy. I mean, they outshot St. Louis by a very large margin in game 1. I'm sure we'll see that again tonight. And as Jared Bednar said, he expects to see the same game from his group, but expects to see St. Louis come out even more hungry. And it's all going to come down to if Jordan Binnington wants to play out of his mind again as well, right?
Yeah, I have to imagine Binnington was thanking the posts every period through that game.
They're best friends now,
yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. All right, thank you for this, Rachel. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks so much, Jackie.